Get 'em up in the back row.
Hi all, just some social paintball. Welcome back. This is my day 2 experience of Living Legends 4, and I set up in the same spot with Tech PB, Gypsies, and the Duke's headquarters. The teams have switched sides. We got Warhammer over at Inwood side now, and the Duke's team, the blue team, which I'm a part of, down at Lower East side as our insertion point. So for this game, our CO, Tech PB Willie, has told me basically that he wants a group to insert and move up through Soho, through these woods, basically push up as far as we can push up, hopefully all the way to Hell's Kitchen. So you'll see basically me moving up with a group behind me, pretty much one of the lead people for most of this, and using the apex along this ridge. You'll see I take actually some splatter to the camera. I can say that with confidence knowing that I didn't hear it at the time, and when I played it back, it's actually, you can hear when it's a camera hit, you hear a thud. It's kind of loud, really loud when it hits the lens, so I know it was splatter, so you'll see actually it splat out. It's common when you hear a head cam for that to happen. I think you'll see in other videos people that take splatter on the camera. So wasn't cheating or anything. It was a splatter. And he is crawling along, actually on my belly crawl along this ridge, and I was basically shooting this way and down into this area here. And occasionally, for quite a while, you'll see I was actually picking people off up on the ridge in order to make this progress crawling along. So I did what I could to help the team move up. Let's take a look at the footage. Okay, so you can see we're down in downhill from where the road is.
You see somebody?
One thing I didn't mention earlier is each gang had its own color. So you could be on the blue team,
Right there?
but then your gang would have its own color. Ours was orange for the Gypsies. So we know there's a blue group up parallel to us, but just ahead of them we've got red on the ridge. So I'm just kind of checking out the ridge, walk along the line here, and getting into position to help with that ridge. There aren't too many guys with apexes. I think there was only one other guy that I saw on this mission. So just down that in, probably 3 clicks or so. And there's an emplacement right on top of that ridge there, like a little pallet with netting on it.
Got him.
So I took one guy out up there.
I got one up there. There's a couple right behind there. You can move up to this pile.
So just pushing it up.
Yeah.
The more guys we clear off the ridge, the more the guys on the ridge that are on our team can push ahead. And someone blowing some gas off back behind me. It's not a good thing. Man down. So just pushing the ridge again, trying to get red the heck off of there so we can push up and our guys on the ridge can push up. That guy in front of me is probably our foremost position. And he was taking a lot of fire from that ridge. Just trying to discourage them from lighting him up anymore.
He's still up there, but you guys are gonna have to push up. I can just keep him in for a couple minutes.
So it's the push-up game again, just letting them know when, laying down fire on that only enemy position that we have contact with, it's a good time to move up. So they're going to have their heads down.
Just do a couple here and there. You're not going to get him with that. The distance is too far, man. Just do a couple here and there to keep him shooting. Maybe we can get him low on paint. Just do a couple here and there to get him shooting. Make him think you're me. Just a couple. Don't waste your paint. Just to keep him there. Keep him busy.
Just talking some strategy with the teammates here.
Nice. We got these guys helping us out up there, so if we keep them pinned and they can move up. Guys, push! Push hillside!
So I think the kid actually got him.
Push hillside!
One of them. It's a good shot for that distance. So we're trying to get the guys on the ridge to move up. They're just kind of sitting there. So they don't realize we're cleaning guys out for them.
Push hillside!
So this is about where our line is right here. You'll see me go up behind this big tree. There aren't that many huge trees at CPX, but when you find one, it's big.
Push up!
So we got one in placement, maybe 3 guys. I didn't know that at the time how many there were, but
On the hill!
and they're well forward of me. They've got shots on me, but they don't have shots on those guys on the hill. In all fairness, guys on the hill, they might be taking fire from the right across the road for all I know. So just letting them know basically it's safe down our direction to push up.
Where's the guy on my left? Where is he? Where?
So we're spread out to all the way to the tape there. We got a line. And there's somebody sniping me from my left in the bush there. So I was just laying down some fire to see if I can get him to pop his head out. So we'll know where the heck he is.
I need help, guys!
So at this point I was taking fire from the ridge and fire
He's
from that
marked me,
sniper.
guys!
Just getting splattered like crazy on this side of that tree. Doesn't look like the video really caught a lot of it. That tree's taking a beating on the other side. And I've been shooting a lot of paint, so I'm actually kind of getting low on paint. I didn't really want to yell out that I was out of paint. Just trying to show them my empty pods. Guilty of not carrying enough with me. You never quite know what role you're going to get into, so I think next year I'll definitely make sure I always have 4 pods on me.
They're fucking on me, man.
My hopper's so big that I typically had 2 or 3 pods. With
Guys, you got a problem right here! 2 up front! 2 up front of me on the hill!
with the hopper full, I have extended
I
hopper.
got 2 pinning me down here. 1 here, 1 over there.
You see ridge sides they pushed up. So we're making some progress. We're holding the line on the ridge and down in our area. Got a guy willing to give me a pod here, so I threw him my pod. To at least make up for the pod itself, not the paint. Told him where to find me later. I don't know if he did or not. I know I caught up at least a couple people that gave me paint. I just gave them bags in payment because it's nice of them to give me some paint while I was out in the field. And so the ones that I could find again, I made sure to give him a bag of paint. Seems like every time I did take 4 pods out, put 2 in the camel pack and had 2 in my pod holder. And then the full hopper, I didn't need them. And then when I only took 2 out and my full hopper, then I needed more. So
Where is it?
trying to stay
where is
light
it?
just isn't worth it, I guess. So everyone's kind of catching on that we're taking that hill. There's the splatter, and it hit off that tree and then broke and splatted onto there. And I didn't, tell you the truth, I didn't even hear it myself. And if that had been a direct hit on that camera, you would have really heard it on the mic. It would have been a loud smack. So just gonna have to trust me. That's a splat from that tree. I know I've seen a couple other head cams take similar shots.
Are you out? On the hill. I got the guy on the hill. On this side, I got him. Push up.
So I was getting splattered like
There's
crazy
one
behind that
laying
tree.
down.
We finally got guys on the
Laying
ridge
down.
moving up, and those guys on my left are dealing with the guy down,
There's 3.
sniper.
There's 3 laying down. Top of the hill.
And so I'm just going to talk you through this because you're not going to be able to see much. But basically, you have B.
Hey, man. Anything? If not, I'll go barrel tag. Just let me know. My name's Squire. Find me at Willie's 10, okay? I'll hit you back.
Me bumming a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah, throw it.
Me bumming another pod, telling them where to find me. Like I said, I know a couple of them did find me, so if I didn't hit you back, then
Alright, you fuckers.
leave me a comment on the video. I'll find you. Alright, so I'm rushing up onto the side of the ridge right now, and I'm going to dive basically down on the ground and start crawling along the side of the hill. There's gullies that go down where the water drains off, and so you can kind of hide in those every now and again. And so I'm up ahead of the group again. I've got a line behind me from the ridge all the way down to the tape, and I'm crawling up ahead, doing some sniper kind of stuff. Just try to get in position right up by Harlem, and there's like a shed down on the bottom of the ridge there, and that's where they're holed up down on the bottom, and then there's still guys up on the ridge as well that are ahead of me. So right now I'm shooting down towards that shed, and I recall getting one guy out. Can't say how many, if I did get any more than that, I just can't remember. So just belly crawling alongside the ridge here. At this point I got the guys up on the ridge that are on my team that are really close by. They're right up beside me on top of the ridge there. So they're working the ridge, and I'm kind of shooting down into that house. You can almost see it down in there, I think. Little shed house where Hell's Kitchen is. So I think it's Hell's. I'm pretty sure it's Hell's Kitchen. It might be Midtown. Maybe I'm overestimated where we are, but I'm pretty sure it's Hell's Kitchen.
Hey guys! The pod! Hey! Pod? Pod? Roll it down the hill. Hey, my name's Squire. Find find me at the tent. I'll pay you back. Just throw it.
So he throws me the pod.
Alright, it's alright.
Broke open. I was like, ah, shit. So I was just picking them up, loading them in, getting as many as I could. Because we really are pushing up right at the front there. Me and the guy on that hill that just threw me down the pod. Pod tally's adding up quick here. I'm up to 3. Like I said, I gave out 1,000 to repay those 3, I'm pretty sure. So... And I finally get popped. Pretty sure I got gogged because I was crawling along there. That's it. Okay, well that was a pretty good game, and walked up over the ridge onto the road and walked myself out. And you can kind of cut around the netting here. There's a spot you can get out around the chrono range, and I had to walk back and get some paint. So I got some paint, got all geared up again relatively quickly, and headed back out. I think I caught the bus this time and went down to the insertion point. I think it was closed for a few minutes when I got there. Met up with some Tech beers, Cocker Punk, and a few others, I believe, were down in that area. And as soon as the insertion opened, the orders were to head out to try to get to Bedlam, the Upper East Side as it's labeled on the map, to push that direction. So you'll see me go into Alphabet City, which is kind of Hyperball Field, and make it to the front of there. And we were basically heading up against the players that were in a picnic table area that was netted off in this Central Park area. So there's like a little park here where they netted off the actual picnic tables and stuff. And so red was occupied up through there. And I would say basically we've got a whole red zone going back through the city and all the way back to their spawn point, which is back here. So red's kind of pushing this way, and blue is kind of pushing this way with multiple points, from where we're occupying. So that's the general gist of how the game's going. You'll see me head into the woods and try to push people up after I shoot a couple people out in the picnic table area, and trying to get people to realize that we can take the whole flank. And so let's take a look at the footage. So here's the hyperball field. It's pretty neat for me because even a hyperball field's new. Keep in mind this is the first big game, first real field I've been to outside the state of Maine, and I've only played once on one other location which had something like a hyperball field, so definitely out of my element here.
Where is he?
Just trying to try out every part of CPX while I play. So this field's pretty loaded with our players. And again, the objective is to push up to Bedlam.
He needs to get off that net.
I got a little pet peeve about that net because I got called out on day 1 in the afternoon for touching that net. There were players actually hiding within the net, pushing themselves into it in the campground, I guess, and then shooting out of there. So the refs were not allowing anyone to touch it for quite a while.
Hey, you guys got the left side? Guess not.
So what's going on is we got Blues crew moving up through where you'll see the yellow bunker straight ahead of me where those trees are. And we've got another contingent of the red team kind of behind the campground picnic tables.
Who you got in front of you?
Give a shout out to Range Viper there. We kind of played all day together. We just would run into each other. I don't know if we thought alike or something because we had the apexes, but we were just always running into each other and playing us alongside of each other throughout the days.
Where are they? Where are they? They're like right over there. They keep popping. All behind those trees?
So I'm just starting to get a good picture of what's going on here with those two groups there. And then I see we have guys laying down in the woods ahead of our position on the left there. You see that guy kneeling there. I don't know if that's a ref, maybe. There's actually people laying down there that I can see they're on our team. So there are some shots from here, but mostly it's sort of a standoff situation. We've got guys long balling in our direction, and then we're returning the long balls. It's kind of a stalemate, and ended up just wasting a lot of paint trying to get them to stop thinking about moving up on us. So I'm thinking of a flanking maneuver. We've got quite a few people on this field. I see a few in the woods.
The last bunker you can see, they were down at the bottom of the tree, but there's no shot on them even with the apex. They're kind of camping. We gotta go just drive the fuck. How many guys we got? Can we take the woods and flank them, or are they in the woods? We got one guy laying down way up ahead here. We got guys right on the tree line. If we could flank up, we could hit blue.
So trying to put together a strategy of some sort, because nothing's happening really.
You see that group we got up in front here? We could flank behind them. We'll go in the woods and flank behind them. Right.
So I tried to sell it. I don't know if anybody followed me or not, but I was pretty happy when I got in here.
Guys, Blue's Clues is on the left.
Happy / disappointed.
Blue's Clues is on the left here.
See how many players we have
We
actually
gotta push
stacked.
up and take their left flank. They're on the left over by the picnic tables.
And it's just a lack of communication between the hyperball field and the woods.
Where? Where?
Since we just walked in, they probably didn't realize there was a whole squad out in the hyperball field.
I got an apex.
This guy, he's pointing out a shot on the corner of the...
I'm pretty sure there's one right there.
Yeah, there's two just hiding behind the net.
And then we have two. You can see them straight through.
Brace yourself for some
Is
cursing.
that them on the corner there? Is that camera people?
No, that's them.
Oh, fuck them.
I get a little frustrated because I got called out just for touching that net.
Fuck yeah, I can. See them run behind the net? Come on out, bitches! Guys, push up! Push up! Push up while I keep them pinned! Push up! Push! Push! Push!
So that...
Push! Push!
I got the group hiding behind the net there, so really they are clear to push up except for the bunker folks, but you saw that we have plenty of players.
Get them the fuck off that net!
Yeah. Apologize for that.
I got one off the corner! Guys, push up behind me! Flank them! Push up behind me!
It's always
This
frustrating
way,
to have a kind
push!
of conflict situation in the
Come
rules,
on!
but
There's no... I got the guy on the corner!
just really trying to get people to move up, and I gotta set an example to do it myself, so
You gotta move up!
loading some more paint and getting ready to move.
Let's go, let's move up! Come on! Come on, move up! This way?
Got warned about some enemy contact possibly down on the left. So they had the same idea. They were going to flank right, and we were flanking left, and
Watch the road!
get some players down there. Just as I said that, I got popped up the road. That's just the way it goes. But I was pretty happy with this, and we made it up farther. And let's look at the next game. Okay, so that went fairly well. I was enjoying myself more as days go on here and get more comfortable playing. So I got shot out probably somewhere in here, maybe a little, not quite that deep in the woods. Had to cut back out and circle around all the action and go back and get some paint again. Had a couple minutes before the bus came, and so got on the bus. It wasn't that long, but I had at least 10 minutes or so, I think, and rode down on the bus with some really good company. Kitty was on the bus, so that was cool. Chatted with her a little bit. She does a lot of promotion for paintball on YouTube with different groups and such, and she was there with FPS Russia and some other folks from YouTube. So that was kind of neat, and got down to the insertion point. It wasn't open, we had to kill some time, but then it opened up fairly quickly, and we went and tagged up on the base, and most of the Tech PP group was there. Willie, Mike, Kitty was there. There's quite a contingent of Tech PP gypsies there with our leadership, and so the plan was to push Bedlam, to try to get Bedlam. So we're still on that same kind of objective with our gang, and the gang, when I get up in through here, you'll see, had taken Central Park, but was hung up where there's a berm just beyond Central Park. I'm not exactly sure where it is on this map, but I'm just gonna say it's here. And so there's a berm there, and you have red just all over the place behind that berm, good cover protection, and you have our gang with good cover protection behind the actual netted off park benches. There's netted ones off in different places here, and then there's those yellow bunkers you saw before. And so I move up to one of those yellow bunker positions, and a little out of my element, but let's take a look, see how it goes. So you see Kitty there, just chit-chatting on the bus. Trying not to fanboy her too bad.
Reinforcements are here! I'm gonna go fuck some shit up. I mean, screw some shit up. Family event or whatever.
Kitty's funny. So that's the netted off kind of insertion point. Once they give you the clear and it's open, you can walk into your base. So you can see here, just fast forwarding through here. It's a little bit of a walk to go in and tag up on the base, but you just touch the base, and once you touch the base, you're good to go and can head out. So following Mike there, and we're basically headed to Bedlam. Orders are to try to get Bedlam. So I just skipped over walking through the hyperball field and all. You can see kind of how we're set up here. As I described earlier, we're occupying this whole area up till the last picnic table, and or just about to the last picnic table, and they can drop paint anywhere to where that farthest yellow bunker is. They have shots on that, but off to my right you have a whole squad moving up through the picnic tables. I went to the bunkers. I don't know why I did. I mean, I have no experience whatsoever working with air bunkers. As you can see, this is the first game actually that I've had to play that you call gun hits, so that's something I'm not used to, and you can see my form definitely needs some work. But I did alright. But I'd have to say most of the hits I did take over the 2 days were gun hits or goggle hits from peeking over bunkers or crawling and taking the hits on the ground in the goggles. So
over that hill. Ready? Go.
Just sloppy about having my gun hanging out. So I'm moving up here, trying to push up. You see off to the right there, that's where the team is, and to the left we have some other people.
Medic! Medic!
And Willie tried to warn me about the guy off to my left. I didn't see him in time. I must have thought he meant my other left. And so I called medic. It's either a hand or a gun hit or something. And you see over there, there's the whole group. They've got launchers and such, so I think they're kind of moving into position to try to clear up bunkers that way. I'm hollering like a baby for a medic. And just hoping one of them was walking up in here. But I don't think it's going to happen. So that's basically this game. We pushed just a little bit further than the last one. And I'm not so good around an air bunker, but hey, it's all good fun. Let's look at the next one. Okay, I was pretty happy with that because I was learned to be more of a team player there, and so you saw at least trying to help out as part of the group there and not being off on my own. And so that was, you know, quick but decent game. And I had to walk back around the Corona range, go back, get some paint, and caught a bus, made it down to the base, tagged up, and the orders were the same again for our gang, get to Bedlam. And so by the time I got up there, we'd taken Bedlam, and the battle was on at Lenox Hill. So we've gone from this berm here, which was red, now to kind of having this side over here being red on that side of the hill, and we're on this side of the hill. And you'll see a lot of our players are behind this tactical van over here. I went up into a building with the Apex and was shooting out players over on this corner and trying to get cover fire so folks could move up. So we'll talk more about this in a sec. Let's go look at the game footage. Alright, so on the bus again. Bus is nice. Bus is your friend. Anytime you can catch that bus, catch that bus. And just zooming you right up to Bedlam because it was a long walk up in there. And we pretty much have the town now. Blue team has the town. And as I mentioned before, the action's going to be at Lenox Hill up there in the middle, up in front of that building up there. So I'm just kind of checking it out. I really haven't spent much time in Bedlam, to tell you the truth. I've been in the woods a lot, even that afternoon where I lost a lot of videos. I didn't get into Bedlam again, I don't believe, that whole afternoon. I was in missions to Hamilton Heights and Harlem and trying to secure that corner of our area the previous day. So this is probably the second time I've been into Harlem for the whole event. I mean, into Bedlam for the whole event. And just kind of trying to figure out where the action's at. I see everyone kind of hanging back here. So I thought I'd ask this guy. He's got an Apex. He didn't have much to say, really. So I went inside. Check out inside the bank here. Realized how this netting was. This kid was checking on a hit there. He was good. And I thought I'd ask them where everyone is. She indicated that they're in the corner beyond that tactical van, which is a common place because, you know, there's only two sides of that hill that you can move around. And so those are typically where the hill's taken or not, is around those sides, or at least that's where a bunch of players usually are. So I shoot out at least one up there, maybe two, I don't remember. And wanted to let the guys behind the van know. See Mike Phillips over there. So I want to let him know that that I can cover that corner, no problem. You see we got nobody on the other side of that hill right now. So Mike, I talked to him afterwards, he counted down. And then he actually ran to the middle, not to the corner. And you can see me, I'm just laying down cover for Mike. And I'm diving him over the hill with the Apex. A little bit. I don't really have to turn that upside down because I'm so far back. So Mike actually makes it. He makes it to the bush, but then nobody ran with him. And if you see him behind the bush there, you'll catch a couple of glimpses. You might have to rewind. No one ran with him. They left him. Which really ticked me off. So I'm just laying down cover fire for Mike. And yelling at the van folks to move up with all this cover we're putting down, because I can see, you know, there's nothing really flying back our direction. And you saw Mike, glimpse of Mike right there, see him in the middle. And I mean, the key with Mike is why I'm doing that, and you know, I'd hoped more players to go. Then Mike has a 50 cal, and if he can make the top of that hill, or any side of that hill with a 50 cal, he can lay down a shitload of paint. he just pumps it right out. So suppressive fire he could give from the hilltop advantage would be just amazing. And if he'd had a few players with him, basically we would have took that hill. So didn't work out that way. Mike got stuck up on the hill. He did make it to the top culvert, and just after I pulled out of the window there, he'd gotten hit by someone. And so I'm out of paint. Used it all up on suppressing with that apex. So I'm pretty ticked off, so I'm going to go try to bump some paint and pay a visit to the tactical van. See if I can get him to actually move out of that van. So just counting off his pods for him. You want to make sure he had enough left. And he did. So thanks, bub, whoever you are there. Don't remember if I hit you back with paint or not. Squire is my name. Find me, Live in Legends 5. Oh, you a pod. I'll say 2 pods. So had some paint in the hopper there, and now I'm just gonna make a run for that van and beyond to try to get them to push up. You can see we've, thanks to Mike's efforts and a couple others, you can see we're all over the hill now. So what you saw before clear, we moved up into those positions, and so pretty much, working on that hill pretty hard now. He points him out. There's a 2-story building way back there. He didn't have a shot on, but I do. I got one right off, and the other one, I get him. So I clear that off, and then there's basically players moving around the bottom there that I'm suppressing, doing anything with. The stairs are clear. Yeah. Still cursing, but I thought I took a hit there. I wasn't sure if it was a bounce or whatnot, so I was looking for a ref, and then I just finally had the guy over behind the net look at it. He said I was good. They just stand there watching the game, so they're quite often they'll call you out before a ref does. And pretty much out of paint again. Everyone's low on paint on the hill at this point, so I'm not going to get any more paint, and basically take a shot in the arm. So they're still hailing in paint on there, you can see. I'm just trying to get out. And that's pretty much the game. So it's definitely an adrenaline-filled game. Emotions rising with Mike getting left hung out to dry there, and me feeling bad about that, charging the hill myself once I got some more paint. And that's pretty much it. So let's go on to my last regular game for the final battle. Okay, so basically I exited this side, much shorter walk, right, to get some paint, get ready to go again, to the insertion point, tagging up to the base again, and then going all the way back to Bedlam. So that's kind of the path for this next game. This is the last game before the final battle, and what happens is essentially I get back into Bedlam and find out that we still haven't taken the East Harlem side. So we've got red still over here, and we've got blue still on the other side of this hill. And it's a pretty fast game for myself. Get up on the hill again, and let's just take a look, see how it goes. Alright, so back in Bedlam. Give it the dual welding pistols, that's badass. And just kind of getting up into position here again, seeing what's going on. And you can tell we're still on this side of Lenox Hill. You see some players up there, a lot fewer than we left before, so I think I'm part of kind of a new wave that's coming in, inserting. And I'm on the kind of forefront of that wave, I believe. So I'm going over to the tactical van here and going up to play that corner basically, which I did last time. Give it another shot.
Alright, I see where he is. Decent.
There's nobody up in that position, so I figured I'd go up there. I see Cockerpunk playing the hill there. He told me later what he does, and it's pretty genius.
I got him pushed back!
Using the
I got his
hill
head
as
down.
a bunker essentially, instead of getting up behind one of these bunkers and being more of a target. Worked out for him. Not so much me. There it is.
Medic!
Right on my
Medic!
hopper.
Medic! Medic!
So you can see that corner. It's just paint
Medic!
raining in through there. Ref's counting me down.
Medic!
You can see it's pretty good footage of the Punkworks players playing. They play that hill. Really smart watching.
Medic!
They kind of creep behind the shadow of the hill and move around, and let's make some harder targets. I'm still taking hits while I'm calling medic. As you can see the other two tech PVers there. They're doing all right. So no one can tell where you are if you move around behind that hill. So good logic. Wish I'd kind of thought of that or known that before I ran up in that spot. But these guys at Punkworks definitely are good players.
Need a medic.
No medics coming. That's for sure.
Very good.
Everyone's kind of pulling back even. And I'm just about counted out. You can see Gordon still shooting out people there.
Just let me know when.
At least I'm taking some of their fire, some of the heat off those guys while I'm calling medic. So, pretty quick game. Not much to look at, but see some other guys playing that hill pretty smart there. So that's a good little tip that you can use if you go to Living Legends. Next, the final battle. Alright, so that's it for regular games, and it's going into the final battle. The final battle of Living Legends 4, or any Living Legends, essentially, you've got two areas. You'll have one team on each of these sides of this Lennox Hill. And so for this final battle, since the dinner battle from the previous day, we had the Armageddon side on the blue team. Now the final battle, the blue team is on the Bedlam side. It's a little bit harder play from the Bedlam side, as I understand it from the veterans. And red is on the Armageddon side here, so they have a little bit of an advantage on the one in the final battle. Final battle, basically how it works is 30 minutes, single elimination. There's no medics or anything, so you get shot out and you're out. And then they'll open it up after that for open reinsertion for another fixed time period until the end of the battle. And during the battle, in dinner battle or in final battle, you have up on the hill what are called slapsticks. And so you'll have these slapsticks up on the hill. I forget exactly how many, 4 or 5, at intervals on the top of the hill, and each team has to essentially hit the slapstick and mark it to their color and keep it that color as long as possible, and the rest are keeping score. I think it's 10-minute intervals or something like that. Anyhow, there's a system for keeping track of how long each slapstick stayed your team's color, and that equates to the score at the end of the event as to who won the final battle and scored the most points on these slapsticks. So this is where you get a lot of craziness, people running and doing all kinds of crazy things, suicide kind of missions to get the first slapstick. They don't have any guns or anything like that. Willie from Tech PB actually books it right up through here, and there's a video of showing him how he dove and got the first slapstick of this final battle match. So it's really cool, really adrenaline filled. But in terms of my participation in the final battle, what you'll see here is essentially we go up the road. There's a bunch of people. I want you to see just kind of how many people, and then there's a safety meeting right here where Viper tells everyone what's going to happen in final battle and how intense it is, how much paint might possibly hit you and such. And then you'll see me after that meeting. I went in through the town, but most of the other team went down around. My team went down around here and line up on this back section of Bedlam, the Upper East Side here. And so I actually went over to this corner, and my strategy was to get with the apex up into the second story area of one of these buildings. There's one second story area, and essentially shoot over the berm and put suppressive fire and shoot out people from up in that position. So that's my strategy. Let's take a look at the game, see how it went. I don't have the video from the second part of my insertion. I was down to one hopper, so I hung back until the last 5-10 minutes of the game, went in with one hopper only. And while I was sitting out, I didn't notice the camera went to sleep, so fail on my part. You won't have the final part of the final battle where I did make it up to the hill, and I was doing a lot of stuff on the hill, which was really depressing on my part because I really thought I had that, but the camera went to sleep while I was kind of waiting to go back in out here. And so this is pretty much the last video of the series, and I'll include the whole award ceremony for you to watch after this. So let's take a look at the game. So everyone's just kind of getting their stuff together. You see Willie there and walking down to the safety briefing. A few of the USF Bulls paintball team there walking, shooting the breeze. I was lucky Mike from TechPV let me swap my dead battery with one of his charged Contour batteries. He keeps a couple extras, so I was able to get, you know, at least part of this last game shot. But I noticed when I got back that the audio did not come through at all. Got back home, everything was working fine, but it just must have been something a little wiggy with the microphone. Might change the batteries out or something. So not gonna have any audio with this game, but I'll just talk you through it. I don't think you really need it. There's basically just a whole mass of players that come down through that area there, and Viper will be up underneath where that lift is. The photographers use that lift to take photos over the net, so that's how they get a lot of those images you see, and that's where they give the safety meeting there. So they have the safety meeting, and then I walked in through town, right through that net there, and I was kind of sitting waiting. Thought you'd like to see a shot of, if you look, you can see all the players on just our team coming in from that end of the field, and it's just quite a mass of people. I'm not sure how many. I heard that there were 1,000 players. I'm not sure how many are left at the final battle, but I'd say, you know, at least 350, 300 per side. And kind of getting in location here, and noticed the Die Tactical team set up right down beside me. So I was like, that's pretty cool. Didn't have my die cam on today. I didn't get the memo about what day I should wear my die cam. So I wasn't all die cammed out. But was going to give a shout out to Billy Wing if I could find him for the visor that I have on my i4. He actually replied to one of the emails I asked him about how he got a visor on his i4s, and he told me just put the zip tie on and call it good. So that's what I actually did on Living Legends 4, because we're supposed to get some rain all weekend, and it didn't come, so didn't need the visor, but it was nice to have it. And off we go. There's a big basically firework that goes off that triggers the start of the game, and you can see I'm heading in towards that second story area. I want to get up there. Range Viper beat me to it there. He's the other guy that I just ran into constantly throughout the day with, because he has an Apex as well. So similar thinking on how we're going to get up there and use our distance advantage with Apex to rain some hate down on the other side of that Lennox Hill and keep them from even thinking about going up to slapstick, and if they do, making them pay for it. So really not much to see in this game. I'm just shooting the windows, and eventually I get hit through one of these windows, and that's the match. For me, I got to walk out because single elimination. And like I said, the camera went to sleep in between while I was waiting with my last hopper of paint. I didn't want to go buy another case, so just went in with one hopper and did what I could at the final battle. And so it's pretty much all we're going to get here, and I hope you enjoyed the videos, and let's move on and you can see the awards ceremony. Thanks. So here's the awards ceremony. I just want to say thanks to all the refs. I'd never played with refs before, but they made it easy, made it fun, and kept the game pretty well regulated. So
We try to improve this event every year, but we made some big changes this year, and from what I heard, hopefully you guys that were here, some of the previous legends, you were all happy with it and feel like it made the event play better. We've got a lot of input all this weekend, and trust me, it's all noted. There's a lot of good things that we're going to put into next year and try and make this better every year. First, we'll get up Bad Karma 6 from Team Bad Karma, who played Warhammer this game.
Good job, guys.
Thanks, guys. That's it. From the Hellions. Gotta give you your props. It's real fist the blue.
I would like to first of all thank. What am I talking about, baby? This is love, baby! Oh yeah, baby! Who kicked ass? Who kicked ass this weekend? Oh my gosh, I'm turned on right now. That's crazy. First of all you guys, let us thank God for starting this storm as soon as this game ended this weekend. And taking a big middle finger to all the people who did not come this weekend because they looked at the weather report and got it. I'm gonna get wet. I'm gonna go and watch Glee. Most formidable opponent who fought against us on the other side. These guys were non-stop with it. They were running around everywhere. All of the opponents were extremely good, but these guys would not get out of my freaking face. I give this award to the Hellions. Their tank suppressed us many times. Their players were meeting us wherever we went. They almost got the bounty on my head. Come on, people, get up here, get up here. Come here. This is the XO for the Hellions. Shout out to the female players this weekend. Second in command for the Hellions. Here we are, baby. Sky! Did extremely well this weekend. I have to say, you guys made me proud. I didn't hear any fights. I didn't hear anything serious going on. You know, thank you all, both teams, but I have to thank this specific team from the bottom of my heart. And if you weren't picked, do not be angry, because all my teams, all my SEALs fought extra hard, and this took me. If you saw me walking around the compound, that's what I was doing. I could not decide who, but this team is a smaller team, but they came out hard. The best sportsmanship award for this team is my Spartans. There are way too many teams to talk about between all my players. You know who you are, who friggin' did your work and held strong? You know who you are, all of you guys. But these guys, you know what? They came with it, they came in bleeding, like half you guys did, they came in and not crying about it. Thank you, sir. Quick. Ready? Can I get in this? Make sure I'm not back.
Most things that were just phenomenal. SAS, come on up.
These guys were an international team. There's American and Canadians. They came all the way, all over the States, all over Canada. Most valuable player. This was very hard again. There were so many of you guys. I saw literally guys bleeding guys falling, guys tripping, running out to do their accomplishments. This gentleman in particular never failed me on the field today, this weekend. Never failed us. Not that you guys, anyone really did, but this gentleman in particular accomplished every mission without thinking twice. If I told him to do something, he ran out. If I told him to do it while skipping, he did it. Roger that? This man is Willie from Tech PB. My friend. Listen, bro, yes, sir. This guy, seriously, in literally everything, he would run out with his team, come back sweating every time. I was worried about him. I thought he was going to pass out. He said, I'm okay, just give me some water. And he's gone. So, guys, that's how you do it. Thank you all very much. Hooyah! Can I get a hooyah? 1, 2, 3! Oh, that's beautiful.
I want to give one last shout out. I want to thank everybody for showing up, everybody for making the drive, but I especially like to thank teams from Tech.
Now last year, Tech PB was on the winning side, and there was a big bunch of shouting and stuff. It was kind of cool. It was on YouTube. So whichever side wins, hopefully we'll see some of that because it's cool and fun, makes everybody happy. I'll be posting a breakdown of the scores after the game. It'll be posted online. Hopefully I can get to it tonight before I collapse. If not, I'll try and get to it tomorrow or as soon as I get home. But we'll have a breakdown of how the daytime went, how many supply drop boxes and all of that. I'll post a whole review of that, but we've got rain coming in. I'm trying to beat that. Score for Warham on the red side. Total was 435 points. Duke and his Blue Warriors, 780.
Las Vegas, we fought all over the country to side together. We will be good friends forever. These guys are family. Pat Karma and Wolf are family. Thank them very much for an amazing game.
Thanks everybody. It was all about fun, and that's what it came down to. Fun.
Hooyah! 3, 1, 2, 3! Hooyah! Yeah, baby. I will see you next year, right? Oh yeah. Right? Is anyone gonna outnumber Living Legends next year? I didn't hear you. Sorry, what? Let them hear it over there. Are we the best?